Day one of the 2023 regular legislative session, and Oregon lawmakers have a full plate, from fixing the homeless and housing crisis to trying to pass a budget with a predicted $3 billion shortfall. There is no shortage of challenges ahead.
Fox 12's Connor McCarthy is live in Salem tonight with what we can expect from state lawmakers over the next few weeks. Connor?
Well, Pete and Riel, the word of bipartisanship bounced off the walls in the halls today of the state capitol. The Democrats, the party in charge, says that they're looking forward and promising to reach across the aisle to talk with Republicans. And Republicans say they're looking forward to those constructive conversations. It's the sound of lawmakers in both chambers of the Oregon State Legislature getting back to work. And their to-do list this year is long.
We're facing unprecedented challenges, from our homelessness crisis, community safety concerns, climate change and wildfires, raising prices that make it harder for Oregonians to pay their bills.
Senate Democrats presented their agenda called Oregon Works. In it, they say they will work to address the housing and homeless crisis, strengthen community safety, increase access to affordable health care, increase support for education, and continue efforts statewide to limit the risk of destructive wildfires. But lawmakers understand the budget will be a challenge as the Ways and Means Committee tries to work an expected $3 billion shortfall.
The past 3 years have included enormous infusions of federal money that is largely one-time. And we have used that primarily for one-time investments, but some of them have gone into programs that people will want to see continue, and we're going to have to figure out how to pay for that.
The Oregon House of Representatives started with Republican Shelley Bouchard Davis calling on bipartisanship this session. With so many bills being introduced, she understands the need to get a head start in committees, but she says it's only giving an advantage to the majority.
In the effort to have transparency and accountability in our committee, we would ask these issues be taken into account and the true nature of committee bills be brought back to a real bipartisan approach.
In a show of bipartisanship, the House majority and minority leaders held a joint press conference with the Speaker of the House. They presented a similar agenda to the Senate Democrats called Rebuilding for the Future.
We have committed to having conversations. I think the way that we get to the right answer for Oregonians is to continue to have conversations and look for places where we can work together for a good solution.
Well, Pete and Riel, there's still a lot more that Oregon State Legislatures still need to work out. Also introducing and discussing the governor's proposed $130 million investment package to get the unhoused off the streets. Now, this is a very long session. It is expected to go into the first few days of summer, and Fox 12 will bring you the very latest when it comes to legislation and bills here in Salem throughout the next few months. Live in Salem, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.